It's time to make friends with your brain. I'm Laura Rhodes-Levin, licensed therapist and founder of the Missing Piece Center for Anxiety. It's true I'm a therapist, but more importantly, I struggled my whole life with terrifying anxiety. If anxiety is taking over your world, you're in the right place. Let's make friends with your brain. You deserve it. Hi, and welcome back to Missing Piece for Anxiety. I am your podcaster and therapist, Laura Rhodes-Levin. Good to have you back. Last week, we spoke about senses, coming to your senses. And what I want to talk about this week is anxiety being the persistent and pervasive distraction. Interestingly enough, when people come in and they're complaining they're suffering with anxiety, that their brain won't shut up, we try to quote unquote distract them by having them be in the moment. The mindfulness movement has been around for a long time, but mindfulness, I think, is a little bit misunderstood by the average person. Mindfulness is an action. It's an action of being present. One of the best ways to be present is to experience the world around you through your 5 or even 6 senses. But the interesting thing is we think of it as a distraction. Distract yourself with listening to music. Distract yourself by smelling this aromatherapy. But isn't it the anxiety itself that's the great distraction? Anxiety is what's keeping you out of the moment. Anxiety is what's stopping you from experiencing the world around you. So I'd like people to start thinking about the present as not being the distraction, but as being the moment that you're supposed to be in. And to really understand that your anxiety is the great distraction. It's constantly scanning your brain to wonder, what is the problem? What do we have to worry about? Instead of being really present. I think that's why a lot of people drink, because some people think that drinking is about escape. To me, that's never what it was about. If you're drinking, you're like, oh, this music is great. Oh, this food's so good. I love you, man. And you are present. You are not thinking about your problems because the thinking part of your brain has shut up and you are just feeling the world around you. And I think that a lot of us don't even really know how to feel the world around us. We actually think we need to use the world around us as a distraction to keep away from our thoughts. Well, I want to flip the switch on it. I want to start thinking of the anxiety as the great distractor, and that the present moment is not the distraction, it's where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in the moment you're living, not in constant worry. So last week when we spoke about coming to your senses, we spoke about mindfulness without really realizing that's what we were doing. People think mindfulness and then the word meditation immediately comes into play. I remember once reading in a dictionary definition that meditation is a way to focus on something else so that your mind isn't thinking about anything else. There are so many forms of meditation, but really what they are ways to come to your senses and be in the moment. So let's talk about something like skiing, right? When I think about skiing, I can smell the chapstick on my lips or Carmex. I can feel the cool, crisp air. I can hear the of the chairlift going over. I can see the snow gently falling off my skis below me as they clank together, and the mountains and the sky. That's a great way to be in the moment. Another really neat way to be present is through the 5 senses of cooking, right? If you enjoy cooking, there's not a lot you're thinking about other than you're cooking. You're smelling it, you're tasting it, you're chopping, you're cutting, you're reading. You are focusing on the present moment. Sports are a great way to think about nothing else but what you're doing. Sports are a great way to be in the moment. You also have crafting, you have art. Just taking a simple walk is being in the moment. When you are taking a shower, are you being in the moment, or are you falling for the great distraction? When you go to the market, are you in the moment, or are you in the great distraction? Driving's a place where we think we're very present, but how many times have you just driven right past that exit because you're just in your head somewhere? You're not in the moment where you could listen to music and look at the beauty all around you, or even count the color of red cars that you're seeing. So what I want to do is to help you focus on whatever is going on around you, to use your 5 senses and 6 senses to be in the moment and to realize that the anxiety is the great distraction. What are some other things that you do? How about every single thing in your life? When you are going someplace, you can be in the moment. When you're at work, you can be in the moment. When you are at a friend's having dinner, you can be in the moment. There's not a place you can go where you can't be in the moment. And you have the tools at your fingertips all the time to smell, to hear, to see, to feel, to sense the world around you. It doesn't have to be a big thing. One of the most fun pastimes in Europe is just sitting at a cafe and sipping an espresso and just watching people go by. We have restaurants here that you can do that at. And then I want you to take notice over the next week. See how much time you are actually spending in the moment you are in. How much are you using your 5 senses? And how much are you in the great distraction? What are you doing right now? Are you paying attention to this video? Or is your brain somewhere else? Can you feel the socks on your feet? Can you feel the room around you? Is there a pet next to you that just wants a little bit of love and attention? You can be really present just sitting and watching TV. It doesn't have to be a trip to Disneyland to help you be in your senses. So the challenge for this week is to be in the moment. What you're really doing, as I said earlier, is practicing mindfulness. But mindfulness is an action of being in the moment and not lost in the great distraction. So I want to wish you the best of luck to be in the moment, to experience your life every minute. And I guarantee you, you will find it more pleasurable than the great worries, distractions, grocery lists, whatever it is that's going through your mind. By being in the moment, time will go faster and you will experience the life that you've worked so hard to create. Why not enjoy it?